Welcome to the 60-minute recovery yoga flow. All you'll need is a mat, and if you like, you can also use a blanket and blocks. This is an open level class, so you don't need any prior knowledge of yoga, just an open mind and basic fitness level. Please check, however, with your doctor if you have any specific health concerns. Come join me on the mat in stunning Porto Covo, Portugal. Put aside any distractions and let your loved ones know you'll be focusing uninterrupted for at least 1 hour. Welcome everybody. What a lovely late afternoon it is here in Porto Covo in Portugal. We'll go straight into our practice, so meet me on the mat, set out your accessories and whatever it is you need for the practice today. It's going to be a back bending but very accessible practice. So, long deep breaths as you roll the shoulders back and down and start to arrive on your mat. Long deep breaths to fill up. Long neck, shoulders also soften. So whatever you've been up to today, whatever activities, or maybe you haven't been so active today, just let yourself arrive and be in the state that you're in. No judgment for now, and we really are here to serve the body, connect with the breath, the body and the mind, and this is your time. So remember that we're here to nourish, to recover. We've just come off of a big summer camp, 4 days of intense training. So we are, or at least I am, ready for a nice long stretch. Deep breathing, everyone. We call this Ujjayi, and it's characterized by, as some of you know, the oceanic exhale. So when you breathe, you'll feel a lift on the inhale, and this will be an image of lifting and lengthening, maybe through the entire spine, through your neck, through your entire head space. And on the exhale, you release, and a little contraction will happen at the back of your throat, where you release the out breath, and it's as if you're fogging up a mirror, like this. So if you've never done it before, just join me in practicing it. If you do know it, go straight into your Ujjayi. So this is your chance to simply tap in, relax, put all your distractions aside, and most of them are going to be mental distractions as much as the physical environment. So let go of that monkey mind that wants to think of a million things you need to do before you sit down or before you start your practice. Breathing, long deep inhales and even more extended exhale. Ujjayi breathing, if you can remember how to do it, or just long exhales, that's a nice start as well. I always like to offer modifications in your practice. I never expect people to come in fully accomplished. So even if we are advanced practitioners, sometimes we come to the mat exhausted mentally or physically, and we can bring only a certain degree of effort. And please know that you're welcome whatever state you're in terms of the practice. And that's actually what I mean by no judgment. You're welcome as you are. Good. After the Ujjayi breathing and you've settled down, and maybe you're taking a few minutes and moments to find the most comfortable seat. I'm flat on my mat, but if you prefer, you can always be seated on a block or on a little bit of a blanket to keep your hips higher than your knees. So I'm guessing you all know what position you're most comfortable in. So please adapt as we arrive and as we settle into the practice. And we'll go into some very simple breathing now. I'll count you in for 4. You'll hold at the top for 1 count, and then you'll exhale in 3 parts. I'll cue you with a third, and then the last third, okay? So we'll go together. Inhaling 1, Nice and smooth and even. 2, lifting, rising. 3, one more count to 4. This is where you hold, and then you exhale a third. Another third. Good. And last third here. Beautiful. Going another round. Inhaling 1. Open through your chest. 2. Lift and rise and lengthen. 3. Take it to 4. You hold here gently. And then you exhale a third. Another third. Beautiful. Last third here. Going again. Inhaling 1. Shoulders roll back 2. Good. 3. Taking it to 4. Holding here. And then letting go a third, another third, and last third. Going 2 more rounds. So inhaling 1. That's it. Little sips of even air. Take it 2 and 3. That's it. Take it to 4. Holding here, and then emptying out a third. Relax your shoulders. Another third, and another third. Let's go another round, everyone. Inhaling. Lift your lower ribs. Good. 1. And 2, that's it. 3, one more count, take it to 4, hold gently here, and then empty it out a third, another third, last third here. Good, everyone. So from here, let's go ahead and send the arms out in front, reach and lengthen, look up, lengthen, exhale, and lower the palms through the chest. Again, reach it. And take the breath, exhale, lower your hands gently through the chest and press the heels of the hands together. Inhale, reach it, look up, exhale to lower the hands down through the chest. Flip the palms and press the backs of your hands in towards one another. We're going to send the fingers down and forward and up and around. So we're just doing this little palm stretch into the wrists. We'll just keep going, sending the fingers through and up and then flipping the palms. You can slow this down if you need to. Pressing. Notice the forearms start to stretch as well. Fingers will also get a nice warm up. Good. Let's go the other direction, everyone. So fingers unfurl towards the screen, and then you'll press the backs of the hands forward and up and forward again. So backs of palms now, reaching up, stretch through the phalanges and knuckle joints and right through to the tips of your fingers. Notice I'm getting into my shoulders as well. So my hands now come to the shoulder heads, and I'm going to shrug up and wrap around and down. My elbows might come forward, and I lift the elbows high, high, exhale to wrap around and down. We're going to do it again. So inhale, getting into shoulder capsules. Inhale and bring it back and around. Going the other way now. So elbows back and to the sides and forward. Breathing as you go. So remembering that we breathe more, not less. I know it's a big ask. Sometimes we'll hold our breath because we don't know what's coming. But please don't worry about the cueing. I'll always try to give you options, and I'll always explain things if it sounds a little bit weird or a little counterintuitive. Good, everyone. Hands out to the sides. My elbows are right by my waist and my palms are face up. I'm going to shrug and I exhale to wrap around and down. My shoulder blades are working to the midline of the back body. I shrug intentionally and I exhale to wrap around and down. I'm going to do it again. So inhale, I shrug up and I exhale to wrap around and down. Now I'm going to bring it forward. So I shrug up, but I roll the shoulders forward. Good. Shrug and I exhale my hands, and notice my hands and forearms are coming forward as well. And again, inhale, shrug it. Good, everyone. So from here, my hands press against one another. I'm going to interlace and push away and round out. So when I round out, I'll push through the base of my fingers. I'm coming up high with my arms, biceps by the ears, and a little side bend to my right, but it's going to be your left. I'll come up to center and I'll go to the side again. Good. Inhale, come up, and exhale. I'm going to do that one more time to my left, your right. That will press through the fingers like this. Interlace again. This time I'll go to the right and to your left first, or rather my left, but your right first. So let's go. Side bending, big breath. Side bending. Feel out your side ribs. Keep both hips grounded. I go to the side. I'm going to lift up my chin a little. I push through the fingers. You'll feel a bit of a strain actually through your armpits and through the back ribs, side ribs, and front ribs. Good, everyone. Now I'm going to show you from the side. My hands go down to the mat and I'm going to point through the knees and then lift my seat. I take a little hip lowering and I'll do it again. Press through your fingers, everyone, and then roll the shoulders back and down. So it might look a little bit odd from the side, but I'll go again. So I'm going to lift up, press into the hands, lower it down. Good. Taking it to the side so you can have a see. And good. A little bit of a back bend. It's tiny. It's a baby back bend. But see if you can puff up your chest just a little bit. Really nice, everyone. So coming back to center. And from here I'll go into a rotation. So I'm going to take my left hand, so your right hand, if your mirror image, go for your opposite knee. Draw everything in and up, and then look over your shoulder. If that's a lot, you could always look 45, or you could look 90 degrees. You don't have to look behind you if that's a lot. Draw everything in and up. A little rotation towards the side of your mat. Draw everything in and up. Exhale, twist, and rinse. Good. Nice, everyone. Good. I'm going to go the other side. So whatever side you're doing first, draw everything in and up. Notice the side ribs lift. You also feel it through your belly button. Draw everything in and up. I'm going to relax both shoulders so one shoulder isn't lifted, and I want to level them out. Good. And I twist and rinse. One more breath, everyone. Inhale to lift and lengthen, and look to wherever it's comfortable. Good. And I come back to center. Let's interlace the hands and bring them lightly at the back of your head. So I'm taking a big breath to open up, and I exhale and I'm lowering my gaze. My elbows come towards the center line, and notice if you look from the side, you can see I'm scooping the belly button in, and then I'm going to do an opening just like a cat-cow here. As I lift the chin, I take a breath, and as I exhale, I'll draw the elbows in towards the center line, and then I'll keep doing this. So I open up wide, big breath, exhale to bring the elbows in. Light pressing against the back of my head. I've got two more, so I open up. So a rippling happens through the spine, and I want to get that undulation and that opening through lower, middle, and upper back, while using my lower belly to scoop in when I'm rounding out in this C curve, if you notice. Good. Really nice. Good, everyone. So I'm taking it to my cat-cows. So I'm going to show you from the side. As I go into my tabletop, my hands and wrists are directly below my shoulders, and my knees are directly below my hips. I'll go into my cat-cow, chest up, chin up, look up. I drop my stomach and the seat is behind me. I'll exhale to round it out and press strongly into my hands. So I'm going to scoop the belly in, and I look between my knees. I'll do this a few more rounds. So I'm going to look up. I exhale to round out, press into your index finger and thumb, especially, but just allow the strength to just flow out of all 10 fingers. Again, inhale, scoop it up. Exhale to bow it down. Good. And inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding out. Good, everyone. So from here, I'm going to send my right leg forward. So I'm going to probably do opposite, right? So I like this low lunge feeling, and I often do the seesaw action, which just allows a little flossing of the hips. And I'm going to try to lift my sternum and lift my chest a little forward and back. I'm allowing this opening, and I am working the inner groin and the hip flexors of this long leg. I might come to the tips of my fingers as well. As I do that, I'm just going to notice even more, where am I tight and where am I feeling it in the inside of my legs, and also working the hamstrings. Good. So I'm going to show you from the other side. So let me go to this side. I'm coming into a low lunge twist. So as I come into this low lunge twist, I reach up high, and there's a scissoring action that goes on between my inner thighs, so back thigh and my front thigh. I'm going to reach up high, and I'm going to scoop underneath my front leg, and I reach up again. Good, and lower. Again, reach it up, lower it down, and I'm reaching up and lowering down. Good. I'm going to switch it out. So whatever side you haven't done, shifting it forward, backing up, shifting it forward and backing up. I shift it forward. I'm careful not to drop my head too much so that I have a rounded upper back. But I want to work those inner thighs, the hip flexors of the long leg. Also, I can feel it in my hamstrings of the bent leg as well. Good. Now it's a low lunge twist, so you can see at this other angle. And I'm going to scoop underneath the leg. I reach up. I'm going to press into the back big toe mound of that foot so I can get that length behind the back knee. I reach up. I'm going to do it one more time. So I reach up high, and I'm going to lower it down. Good. Hopefully you start to really feel that opening. So in this position, I'm going to back off and untuck my back foot and back knee. I'm going to send the chest forward, and I'm working my hamstrings. So as I push through this front foot, now, by the way, if I am pushing through the front foot, I might find this a little intense. If I need to, I can relax that front foot. But if I feel I can get into the hamstrings this side, then I will send the chest forward and push through the heel so the toes lift and I'm forward folding. It's pretty tight here, so I won't necessarily get this forward fold over my front leg. Good. And I do it again. I'm going to do it 2 more times, just feeling it out. Good. And release it. If I need to, I can always bend the leg, so feel free to do that. Switching it out here. So both of my legs are super tight from a lot of training. I haven't really done a big practice because I taught during the summer camp and I wasn't able to do my normal full practice. Take a breath, everyone. Exhale to bow it down. Keeping the hips square, I'm going to take my left thumb and tuck it into my hip crease so I get square hips. Feeling it out as I lower the chest a little. Maybe I lift the toes a little. 2 more breaths, draw everything in. Exhale, and I bow it down. Good. Really nice. Inhale. Good. And lower down. Exhale. I'm coming to center now, and I really like to do a Malasana squat. Try it out. If it's easy for you, then I don't need to make this comment. But if you're a little bit tighter, you're unable to do it, you can always do it a little bit higher. Remember, you can even be quite high, almost to a semi-standing position. You can still work it, and you could always take blocks and either sit a little on a block, or you could even put blocks underneath your feet. Try it out, modify, and see what works for you so that it is fairly comfortable. If you're here in a traditional Malasana squat, press the hands together. Rather than a real hunch, see if you can lift up your chest. You're going to nudge now the knees outward. So on this next breath, take an inhale to lift the chest. Shoulders will also relax. And notice I'm actually releasing any tightness from the seat and the hips and the lower back. So see if you can allow all that pelvis area to just drop towards the floor. In turn though, the torso will lift a little bit. An interesting contrast, so it'll be a challenge for you if you're not used to doing it. Take a breath and just lift through the chest. And then at the same time, just let the hips start to isolate in terms of they're doing something different to the upper body. So relax your seat, left and right gluteals. Hip becomes heavy. And with the elbows, just nudge those knees outward a little bit. Just keep the breath up. And hopefully with every successive breath, you'll start to feel a little bit more looseness through the hips, lower back, gluteals, into the pelvis. Just try it out and begin to notice. Nice, everyone. Good. Let's take a breath. You're going to drop your right hand, or if you're doing mirror image, you'll do your left. Reach up high. That's it. And exhale, let's switch it out. Inhale. As we do this, can you notice that you're not clenching through the seat, nor are you clenching or isolating or engaging through the lower back. So let this really be a relaxing move. Reach up. Active fingers if you can. We're going to go again. So inhale, reach up. Good. Soften your shoulders if they tend to be a little tense. Begin to be aware of your default. And then reach up. Good. On this next round, we're actually going to go for a little bind. So whatever side you want to try first. So pointing the thumb down, wrap. You can wrap around the knee, or you can simply wrap around your lower back. Now let's breathe into the shoulder. So if you're working mirror image to me, it's going to be your left shoulder. Draw down through the shoulder blade, and you're going to look up diagonally. So as you look up diagonally, can you also challenge yourself by just allowing the hips to relax and be heavy? This hand is still on the ground, so reach out to the side like this. Maybe your hand is in the opposite hip crease. If you're doing the bind, some of you will already start to stand. So you can try that out if you're a bit more intermediate to advanced. I'm going to stay with the beginner entry level moves, not just because my camera's positioned for a lower angle, but I want to keep it simple and accessible for today. Good, everyone. Let's try the other side. So my hand lowers. I'm going to steady myself with this, my right hand, but it'll be your left. And then I'm going to point the thumb down. I'm wrapping it around, and I'm just finding anywhere on the back body that is comfortable. And notice I'm doing internal rotation here as I relax the shoulder head. I'm not lifting the shoulder head towards my ears, but rather I'm drawing it down and I'm engaging through the shoulder blade as well, so that I start to really feel a connection to both sides of the body. A little bit more towards the center line actually of the back. Now I'm going to look up gently, lift the chin, and I notice I'm bringing tension to my hips, but I'm going to intentionally go a little bit more heavy, and I'm working that shoulder head as well. Breathing as I go. I've got a lot of tension, a lot of tightness, a lot of stuff that I've been bearing over the past week as the excitement of the camp drew near, and then we did the whole camp and it was fantastic and wonderful. But then afterwards there was a lot of exhaustion, physical exhaustion, also mental exhaustion. It was a great success, but it was a lot. And you may have experienced something similar, even if it was just getting together with family or organizing a family holiday. Good, everyone. Nice. Excellent. So you're working that seat, you're working the pelvis, you're working the hips, you're working the back body, and we're also relaxing the shoulders. Let's meet in downward facing. So let's meet in downward facing dog, everyone. So you're in downward facing dog. You can pedal out, take a nice big breath to lift up to the balls of your feet, and you'll exhale to lower it down. Doing it again. So coming high the balls of your feet, exhale, lowering to one side, whether it's left or right, doesn't matter, but you're going 45 degrees. Coming back to center, exhale. Do you notice how you're getting to the outside of your legs? Feels good into the hips. Again, we're going one more each side. So lowering the heels, feeling it out, and then coming back to center, exhale, lower the heels. Nice. So we'll come back to our downward facing dog, and we'll come forward to our high plank. So squeezing the seat, pushing into your arms and hands. Good. Exhale. Inhale forward. Practice that pushing action of the protraction, lower ribs engaged, and energetic connection to the center line. Exhale to push it back. And again, one more. Inhale, big breath here. And push it back to your downward facing dog. So from here, everyone, we're in our downward facing dog. I'm going to send my right leg high. So go ahead and lift your right leg, stack the hips, and make circles with the right knee. Just working into the right side body. Good, and then you're going to square off when you're ready, knee to nose, round out. And then sweep the leg behind you, right knee, right elbow, little tap. Good, stretch it out. Take it across the body, pausing at the left elbow. Sweep the leg high again, and then knee to nose. So round out, just like we did before. So repeating that pattern. You stretch it up, right knee, right elbow. And this time we're going to find fallen triangle. So you're going to look for the outside edge of the right foot and lower the left heel down, reach up high with the left arm. Pause for a moment. This is your fallen triangle. And then sweep the leg behind, sweep your hand down, forgive me. And your right leg will lift up. You're going to flip the dog and open up. Don't worry if you're very, very inflexible, just like me. Take a seat. Now I'm taking a seat. My left seat is on the mat, but my right hand will find somewhere near my right seat, and I'm just going to find a little stargazer. I'm just lifting up. Pause here, and I take a seat, flipping over again to find my downward facing, and I'm going to do this on my left side. Big breath in, everyone. This is a very stretchy flow, so don't worry if you need to slow things down. You can always pause the video. Left leg up, stack the hips, make circles with the knees, and you're just warming now left side of the body. Good. Square off and come knee to nose. Sweep the leg behind you, left knee, left elbow. Stretch it out, take it to the right elbow, cross the body, then sweep the leg up high again. We're going to do it again. Tuck. Good. And stretch. Left knee, left elbow. And then stretch it up. Take the leg across the body. So this is fallen triangle. Other side, this is my left foot now. I reach up. Gonna pause. And breathe. Sweep the right arm down. I'm going to flip the dog. Take it into a little flip. Pause for a moment. Take a seat. This time, my left hand meets somewhere around that left hip. I'm going to lift up. Find a little back bend. Keep breathing. Good. Let's flip over again to our downward facing dog, and we're going to do the same thing again. So try it out. Again, if you need to pause the video, you can always pause the video. Right leg, circles. With each time you do this, you'll find that you can open a little bit further, tuck. Sweep it. Tap the elbow. Stretch. Other elbow. Stretch it. Knee to nose. Stretch it out. Tap. Right elbow. Stretch. Fallen triangle. Right leg. Outer edge is strong on the foot. Good. Plant the leg. Lower the hands. Flip the dog. Find your little flip. Take a seat. Right hand on the mat. And then stretch it out. Keep breathing, everyone. We're going to come back to downward facing, so you don't have to be super strong or powerful in your moves. I'm going to do second side. So left leg circles, come square, knee to nose, stretch it out, left knee, left elbow, stretch again, find the right elbow, stretch again, little tuck, and again, find the tap. That's it. Fallen triangle. Use your breath. Big inhale here. Exhale. Sweep that left leg high. Flip your dog. Open up through the chest. Press lightly into that supporting right hand. Take a seat. Lift up. Find your little back bend. And exhale. Flip it over. And find your downward facing. Really nice, everyone. Good. Lower down on the mat. You are on your tummy. Baby cobra. Point through the toes. The legs don't have to be parallel, but just feel it out. Elbows into the body. Try not to let them wing out. Again, inhale. Press your pubis against the mat and lower it down. Inhale, lift just to where it's comfortable. You lower it down. Seated back child's pose. Balasana. Open up through your knees. Relax your shoulders and head. You can relax your forehead, in fact, on your forearms. Good work, everyone. Just let everything be heavy. Good. So you're relaxing here. From here, in your downward facing dog, you'll step the right leg forward into a high crescent lunge. Good. I'm going to back off and I'll find my feet a little bit hip width distance. So that means they're parallel. They're like railroad tracks. One foot is in front of the other. And in order for you to be able to see, I'm going to back off a little bit. So hopefully you can see from here that my feet are nicely placed on the mat so that they are hip width distance. More parallel than a more railroad track versus one behind the other. I take a breath and I'm going to lift up through the chest. I take my right thumb into my right hip crease, and this is a forward fold over the front leg. This is called pyramid pose, and it is quite challenging for anyone with tight hamstrings. So if you need to bend the front leg, go ahead and bend it. Or if you need to come a little shorter, you can come short in your stance. You're folding over that front leg, hips are square, and you can either lower the hands to the mat or you can reach for blocks either side of the front foot. I'm doing the squaring off of the hip because I tend to rotate my front hip a little forward. Nice, everyone. So you're just keeping up the breath. Good. And then with a nice big inhale, you'll come up to standing. Your left arm will reach, so go a little forward with a flat back. I'm coming to a revolved triangle. So as I come to revolved, my left hand will be on top of that front foot or on the outside of the front foot, but my hips are going to stay square. I think I'm looking for this rotation while keeping my chest to the mat and my back fairly flat. Working the rotation in my right chest, just a gentle stretch, and my right arm is high. I really feel this in my front leg especially. Nice, everyone. I'm going to back off by bending both legs. Now, I find a position because I'm now going into Warrior 3. So a little balance here as I send that leg behind me. Remember, this is square hips, so both hip points are going to face the mat. And I'm going to send my chest forward, and maybe my arms go forward or my hands stay at the chest. I can always reach for arms behind me, but this right supporting leg will be quite strong. Try to find your balance and lengthen through the upper body and send the leg behind you. Flex through the foot of the lifted leg, and whenever you are ready, you can lower it down. Good. I'll go the other side so you can see the other side now. So this will be a forward fold of a pyramid pose over my opposite leg. Sorry, I'm going to switch out the legs. So nice big breath. I was in my high crescent lunge, but I find my position on this second side. This is a forward fold, so I lift up on the breath. I'm going to exhale over the front foot. I press into the big toe mound of that front foot, and I'll lower down over the leg. Everything is to your degree, so please adapt. You can have blocks on either side of your foot. You can come a little higher if the hammies are tight on the front leg. You can always bend through that front knee as well. My left thumb will find the left hip crease. I'm going to roll that hip back as I lower it down, keeping my hips square and my feet very much like railroad tracks. Good. Just keep breathing. Nice. It might be intense. You can always bend that front leg. Good. I'm very aware of the rotation that's coming in a second. So I reach up to lengthen through that right hand and arm. Bring the back parallel to the floor. I lower my right hand now on top of that front foot. I'm going to roll this hip back, so there's a scissoring that happens between the feet, or the legs rather. So this side is a little bit more open now that we've done the first side, and the left arm reaches up high. Try it out. If you need to bend that front leg, go ahead and bend it. I'm rolling my left hip back as I go because this is a lot and I really do feel it. Good. Nice, everyone. Now, are you ready for your Warrior 3? Let's try it. So find my balance. I'm pressing into the mat. I hope you can see my balancing here. And I send the leg behind me. I'm going to try and keep those hips level. I send the energy forward through the sternum. I'm relaxing my shoulders away from my ears. I have a strong, strong left leg. My supporting leg is strong, but I'm rolling that right hip down. Try it out, everyone. How are you going? Good. And whoops, release. Try to do that a little bit more level. There's an uneven brick here, so I'm quite challenged. How did you go? Feel free at any point. You know, you can always pause the video and you can go slower with some pieces. Or if you're learning a pose, just go slower. Go. So everyone, if you're ready to come to the cooling part of the practice, you can add your flows, you can add a little bit of an inversion practice if you like in between. You can meet me now in your downward facing dog, or you can do a vinyasa, and we will meet in a seated position. So take a seat. If you're like me, you want to just relax and not do the extras today. And we're going into a very easy but still a strong Navasana practice. So as you know, Navasana is our boat pose. So let's try boat. You can always have support with your hands on the mat. You can reach for the knees, or you can have your arms out in front. In boat pose, you're going to look at your feet, send energy forward. Try not to use your momentum when you go down, but if you can, go to low boat. This is your Ardha Navasana. Lift up, to your Navasana, and notice that you can also straighten your legs. You don't have to keep them bent. Lower down. Good, and then come up. Good, we lower it down. Navasana, it comes to Ardha Navasana, you're hovering. Good, so you're actually finding your balance in your boat. Good, everyone. Lower it down, and you've got one more after this. So inhale, come to your boat. Good, lower down, Ardha Navasana, low boat. Good, and come up. Now, just for a little balance here, right hand reaches for the outside of this left foot. Can you push through the heel of the left foot and reach your left arm behind you, straighten out through the leg, or you can keep it bent. Hover the other leg, that's your right leg, above the floor. Relax your shoulders, try not to lift them up towards your ears, and pause. Draw the navel center in and pause for a moment even further. Good, if you can keep this balance, this is great. You can always straighten out through the leg as well. Nice. Come back, knees in. Other side. So now your left hand reaches for the outside of that right foot. I'm going to circle my arms behind, hover this left leg, and maybe I straighten it a touch. Good. And I come back to center. Really good, everyone. Index finger and thumb looking for big toes. See if you can push through the legs. They're parallel and they're almost touching. See if you can keep your Navasana, but with the legs straightish. They don't have to be super straight, but draw the navel in, open up through the chest, so long back, rather than the hunch, or seeing if you can get that full expression. Open up the legs, try it out. That's it. Good, so if you were seeing it from the front, I'm not going to face the screen, but slightly to the side, this is what it looks like. See if you can lift the legs up a little higher, but relax your shoulders. So you're lifting up. Don't worry if you lose your balance and you tip backwards. Going to hold you here for 10. Counting down, this is it, 9. Good, 8. Keep smiling, everyone, 8. That's right, 7. Good, 6. Beautiful, 5. Nice, 4. You got it, 3. 2 and 1. Bring it back. So from here we're going back, or rather we are going to our backs. So when you go to the back, bring the knees in. Make circles left and right and just massage your lower back into your mat. The knees will circle left and right. Should feel nice. And we'll reach for the outside edges of the feet to find your happy baby. So as you push through the heels and through the outside edges of your feet, you can always sway from side to side just to feel into the back. So any tension you might be feeling, this is where you can relax it. Good, everyone. Nice. Let's release the soles of the feet to the mat. My hands are reaching for the outside edges of the ankles, and I am actually coming to a bridge here. Hope you can see everything. I press the soles of the feet down into the mat, so nice and strong connection, all aspects of the feet, and I like to call them the 4 corners, if you like, of the feet. So they really are connecting both sides of the heel and big toe and pinky side of your feet. Let's lift up the hips. Scoot the arms underneath. So you're really bringing the shoulder heads underneath the body, and you're making a clasp of the hands. Hope you can see. The heels of my hands are together, and I do feel that my middle back is working. I also feel my glutes slightly working, but not so much as the middle back. And you could argue that your inner thighs are also working, but back off on the inner thighs and your glutes and see if the middle back can do most of the work. I remind myself that the heels of the hands should touch. And I'm just breathing here for a couple more breaths as I lift up. And I feel the front of my hips, my hip flexors really open up. And there's sort of a feeling of them opening and flattening out and rising towards the sky. And I gently lower it down. I'm going to take a little rest, so I let the entire back just soften onto my mat. And I'm going to do it again. So as you do it again, big breath. So it can be intense. So some of you who are new to it, take your time. And I know some of you who are watching this might go straight into a wheel. So you're very welcome to do a wheel as well. So let's go ahead. Press into your feet. Interlace the hands behind you. Scoot the shoulders in towards the back body center line. Lift up your hips and notice that the second time you do this, it feels so much more open through the front and the back body. And you might even notice how much higher you do go. You don't have to, but you might notice the diff. Good. Chin comes to your chest. And you're feeling that lift. Remember, the feet are parallel. Try not to wing them out to the side like this, but press all four corners of the feet into the mat. And whenever you are ready, you will lower it down. Take a little rest. And bring the knees in towards the center line. Good. So the knees are knocking in towards one another and they're actually touching. So the feet might come a little out too. So notice, you can see this, that I'm knocking them in towards the middle of, or the midline, shall we say. Relaxing your lower back and any tightness in your back body. Good, everyone. Now from here, I'm going to do fish pose. I don't know whether you guys have done fish pose before, but let's do it together. We'll try it out. So I'm bringing my hands in, and the hands will be slightly underneath my hips. Now I'm going to point through the toes, and I hope you can see, and I send the head behind me, just lowering it to the mat or the floor behind me. I'm going to puff up my chest, but relax into the shoulders. Legs are long. And I open up my throat and I relax my head to the mat. And you should feel a little engagement through the shoulder blades towards the midline of the back body, but no tension necessarily in the shoulders. And we're going to take a nice big breath here as we ease out of it. I have a very tight neck and shoulder area and also upper back. So I'll take a moment to come to the side and I'll come up and see you again. How did that feel? Good. Now I'm going to come back to the supine position, which is on your back. Big inhale here. And just to finish off, I like to do a little figure four stretch. So I'll cross my right leg over my left, and I'm going to flex through the foot because I want to keep the integrity of this right knee. I'm going to lift up the left leg, and I reach through and behind the knee. Good. As I nudge this right knee away from the center line, do you notice how I can draw that left knee in towards my chest? And this should feel quite intense on my right hip. Keep the breath up and just feel into it. Nice, everyone. Good. Good. Good, good, good. I'm going to drop it over to the side. So I keep this figure four position, but my arms are wide to T. I'm going to look over to my right and feel that stretch. And I'm coming back to center. I let that whole shape go to the other side and look over my left shoulder now. Good. Let's try it on the second side. So uncross the legs. We're going into the figure four second side. This is my left. Hopefully you did it the same side as me, but it doesn't matter if you didn't. Reach through the legs, looking for the back of that right knee now. Nudge that left knee away from the midline and flex that left foot. I bring it in towards my chest, and maybe the shin comes a little closer to the body. You should feel this stretch all around here. Do you feel that? Nice, everyone. Let's drop the whole shape and take it to your, at least this one is to my left, but my arms are out wide to the side. Take your gaze to your right now. Both shoulders relax into the mat. Good, and then back to center. This shape falls now to your right. Keep that figure 4 positioning and other way. So gaze is to your left. Nice, everyone. Bring it back to center. I'm going to finish up with Gomukhasana legs and arms, or a modified version. So this is my right knee in front. I'm snuggling my left knee behind that right knee. So you're going to be opposite me. I'm going to take a seat. Might be a lot. If you need to loosen up this front leg, you can always loosen it up. And it can be a bit higher. But normally when you do Gomukhasana, your legs or your feet positioning will be equidistant. So one leg, or one foot rather, will be pretty level with the other. Arms out wide. Reach up. Let's bend the elbows first. Bring that nice connection from the armpit right up to the elbow, and then just nudge it in towards the center line. Breathe it. Good. Release it. I'm going to go the other side. So reach. Nice big breath. Good. And release. Reach for opposite elbows. Take a nice inhale here. Lift your chin. We're bowing it down. Now, this should be quite intense on your hips. So if you need to back off and just be here, then do that. Otherwise, you can try it out. Good. Then come up. I'm going to switch out the knees and legs. Now, my left knee is in front. Your right knee will be in front. Snuggle the opposite knee in behind the knee. That front knee, I mean. Okay, try it out. Just notice which side is a little wonky or which needs a little bit of a modification. This side is very tight for me, so I'm going to back off on that front knee. Trying the upper arms again, so reach up, elbow high. Good, and then see if you can draw those shoulder blades down the back body. It might be a lot, but every little bit. Sorry, I'm going to do it this way. Nice. My shoulders are very tight after this whole week of training. Good, release. Opposite elbows draw down. Lift your chin, take a breath, and bow. Let's feel it out here. And draw the elbows towards your lower back as you exhale to fold forward. Nice, everyone. Take it up. Big breath. Let's come back to a seated position, whatever is most comfortable for you. So, well done, everybody. We will finish up our practice with an intention setting and Nadi Shodhana. So, beautiful work during the course of your asana postural practice, and we'll go ahead and find a nice affirmation. Maybe it's a sankalpa or a simple gratitude for this body and this mind and the breath. 5 big breath cycles into it. So whatever your regular intention happens to be. Maybe you're setting a particular special one. Long deep breaths, inhales and exhales. 2 more. Good. And release. So Nadi Shodhana, you'll use your right hand if you've never done it before with me. So we'll cover the right nostril with the right thumb, and you'll use your ring finger. So cover the right thumb now, and you'll breathe the inhales through the left nostril. I count you in for 3. That's it. 1. Lift and rise. 2. You've got it. 3. Closing both nostrils. You hold. This is a hold, and then you exhale through the right nostril. Empty. 3. Good. 2. And 1. Keep a long spine if you can. Inhaling through the right nostril. 1. The ring finger covers the left nostril. 2. Good. 3. Holding both. This is retention. Kumbhak. Hold. Gentle hold here. Then empty out through the left nostril. 3. Good. 2. And 1. That was 1 breath cycle. Let's go for 4 counts. So inhaling through the left. Good. 2. And 3. Taking it to 4. Closing both. Gentle closing. You close. And you close. And you'll empty through the right nostril. Empty. 4. Good. 3. Nice. 2. And 1. Inhaling through the right nostril. 1. And 2. Beautiful. 3. Take it to 4. This is where we hold. We'll hold. Good. Hold. Gentle holding here. And empty through the left nostril. 4. Good. 3. And 2. You've got it. 1. Now let's go for 5 counts. And it's 1. Through the left nostril. 2. Rising, lifting. 3. And 4. 1 more count. Take it to 5. And you'll gently hold here. That's it. 2. You've got it. 3. Holding. 4. 1 more count. 5. And you'll empty through the right. Empty. 5. That's it. 4. Good. 3. That's it. 2. And 1. Inhaling through the right. 1. That's it. Shoulders roll back. 2. And lift to the front chest. 3. You've got it. 4. 1 more count. 5. Holding gently here. You've got it. 2. And 3. It's soft and even. 3 if you haven't done 3. Good. 4. And 1 more count. 5. Empty through the left. Good. That's it. 4. Good. 3. And 2. And 1. Really nice, everyone. Let's release the hands to the knees and just relax. Begin to notice what you notice, how you feel in the body. Soften your face, soften your jaw, your throat, the space between your eyebrows. Breathe into your forehead, your temples, sides of head. Imagine you have a long line of energy through the center of your pelvis, through the center of your rib cage, through the center of your throat and heart space, through the center of your head, through the crown of your head, connecting high up to the sky. That's it. From here, we just take it to heaven and earth breathing. Tai Chi breathing, very easy. It's a connection between the celestial and the terrestrial. Let's lift up the hands gently. There's a slight pause at the top. Exhale down as you slowly draw everything down towards the floor. Inhaling. Soft forearms, soft elbows, soft hands, soft fingers. Pause at the top gently and you exhale to lower it down. It's an inhale on the lift of your hands. Lifting, rising. Pause. Exhale. Lower it down. 2 more after this. So you'll inhale gently. Just as you lift up, you'll exhale to release and lower it down. 1 more, just like this. Inhale it. Exhale to soften out. Good, chest. There's a little bit of a breeze. It's reminding us that it's the end of the day. Beautiful work, everyone. Thank you for joining me in this practice in Porto Covo in Portugal. Well done, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's bow to each other for all of our efforts and all of our courage. Namaste.